Alrighty, guys. The statement I ran into here about a month ago. Somebody had asked a few questions, and I could see they were baiting. They were going into a specific direction, and they eventually came to the point where they said, well, Christianity is just a crutch anyway for weak people. Just a crutch. Okay. So, Christianity is just a crutch for weak people. Every time somebody says it, you can, even though they're texting it or messaging it, if they're not in person, you can see that they have that puffed up chest, like they've, just delivered some philosophical masterpiece onto your plate. Now, deal with this. The thing is, the moment that somebody says Christianity is just a crutch for weak people, they have never, ever, even one time, opened the scriptures. They don't understand, we'll call it, the nature of mankind. They never, ever have examined their own worldview at all. They may claim that they have, but their own actions prove otherwise. It's the same deer in headlights look that you see when you show people the lies of modern medicine or the propaganda of pseudoscience, the contradictions of the heliocentric narrative, and the failures of germ theory, the destruction caused by allopathy, allopathic medicine. And even when you live the opposite, walk in health, walk in truth, in that clarity, and prove it, they still can't get it. It's 2026 as of right now, according to the modern calendar. How can people still be this blind, you may ask yourself? I'm sure you're out there asking that question as the remnant church. Remember in Romans chapter 1, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. The accusation, when they say Christianity is just a crutch for weak people, this accusation reveals something, and it's about who? Them. When somebody says that Christianity is a crutch, what they mean to say, if you had the pair of glasses, the Bible, frontlets between your eyes, you could put those on and translate everything that's being spoken. Christianity's a crutch. Translate. I don't understand the gospel. I don't understand the nature of mankind. I don't understand my own dependence on my own borrowed assumptions. I don't understand, nor do I accept the truth. Because the fact is, everyone uses a crutch. Everyone leans on something. Everyone depends on something else. The only question is your crutch real, based on truth, or is it imaginary? People lean on government. People lean on pseudoscience. They lean on medicine. They lean on their relationships with friends, family, and intimate relationships. They rely upon, they lean on, to keep the same tone, money. They lean on entertainment. They come home and that's all they do all evening is entertainment to kind of escape. They lean on different ideologies that make them feel comfortable. They lean on self-help. They lean on their own understanding, their own intellect. But they're the ones that call Christians weak. Get real. The world is leaning on a pile of broken garbage, broken sticks, and they're calling the Rock of Ages a crutch. Christianity isn't a crutch. Christianity is resurrection. The crutch can help you limp along, sure, but Christ raises you up. He raises the dead. The crutch can support when you're weak, but Christ transforms you. He will transform the wicked into that which is pure. A crutch can stabilize somebody wobbling back and forth if they're injured by something. Sure, to a degree. But Christ will heal. Christ regenerates the sinner. You can use that crutch to try to walk. Keep trying as the walk gets more and more difficult. Christ makes you a new creature, born to walk the walk. The gospel is not some psychological coping mechanism that you listen to and go, oh, wow, that makes me feel better. It's not an emotional therapeutic ride. It's not a comfort blanket. It's the power of God unto salvation to all that believe. Romans chapter 1. So the world likes to call Christianity a crutch because it hates depending on God. The world worships self-exaltation, self-sufficiency, self-autonomy. 666 on display. So when a man worships their self, of course, they hate the idea of trusting in God, depending on Christ. So when a Christian says, I depend on Christ, the world hears, I refuse to worship myself. That's where the offense comes, as we talked about in another study, the fact that the exclusivity of Christ triggers people. The world doesn't hate Christianity because it's a crutch. The world hates Christianity because it destroys their pride. It's not a crutch. They call it a crutch, but they're not willing to point out what the real problem is. In 1 Corinthians chapter 2, the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God. They can't understand it. They can't process it. They can't discern what it means. So they mock it. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 says, the preaching of the cross is foolishness to them that perish. Of course, they're going to call it a crutch. They're blind to the power that's behind it. If you really want to look at a crutch, if you want to call out a real crutch, it's unbelief. Let's turn it around a bit here. Unbelief is the real crutch. Why? Because unbelief depends on randomness, on accidents, blind chance, purposelessness. It's moral relativism. They borrow their ethics, they borrow their logic, they borrow meaning and dignity and value. Unbelief is the worldview that can't stand on its own feet. It has to grab from everyone else. It has to steal from Christianity to function at all. Unbelief is the crutch. Christianity is the cure to it. Christianity produces the strongest people on earth. Look at the fruit. Martyrs, reformers, missionaries, persecuted believers all throughout history, including now. Underground churches, the imprisoned saints, those who endure suffering with joy, those who refuse to deny Christ under threat of death. Look around. The remnant church is shunned by the world, including the professing false church. Christians, weak, needing a crutch? No. Christians are the strongest people who have ever lived. All the while, the whole world around us, calling out Christianity as a crutch, suffers from anxiety, depression, addiction, their identity confusion, their purposelessness, fear, hopelessness, and nihilism. Yet they call Christians weak? Okay. Wow. Christianity is not a crutch. Christianity is not a coping mechanism. Christianity is not some emotional support dog. Christianity is the truth. The power of God, the resurrection, the new birth, the transformation of the soul, bringing forth a new creature in Christ Jesus. The only worldview that explains reality, the only foundation that actually holds true, and the only hope that saves. That's what Christianity is. The accusation that Christianity is such a crutch is not an argument. It is a confession. What is that confession? That the person's blind. They're ignorant. They're spiritually dead. In these last days, the remnant stands firm, even through all that mockery, all the lies that are thrown at them. The remnant knows the truth. The remnant stands in the truth. The remnant doesn't bow to the world when they mock. So, Christianity is a crutch? Interesting. No, it's quite the opposite.